Hi there, I'm Dave Kolmer with the band Fire in Richmond, Virginia. We're a 5-member band that plays traditional Scottish and Irish music. We love Celtic music and we love sharing that Celtic music as well. Well, like you, we've been at home through all this coronavirus stuff. Haven't been able to get together to practice, but staying at home has given us an opportunity to work on some new music so that we can always be bringing some fresh new stuff. And of course, bringing in new music also makes it really interesting for us as well. And so on behalf of Fire, we hope that you're doing well and staying healthy and trying to make the best use of your time to either strengthen the bonds of family or friendships, and or in my case, working on new music. I thought I would introduce you tonight to the latest addition to our lineup of instruments in the band. This is called the Fred Morrison Reelpipe, R-E-E-L. Most of my experience since age 11 has been with the great Highland bagpipe, what we always think about with the pipes. They're very loud and very commanding, very wonderful. I just love the instrument more now than ever. But there are also lots of different types of bagpipes in the world throughout centuries, throughout the generations, and throughout cultures. But they all have certain things in common. One is the bag, one is the chanter on which the melody is played, and the third is they all have anywhere from typically 1 to 4 drones that air comes out of the bag, flows through them, and they produce a constant, steady background note. At least that's the goal. However, beyond that, there are all sorts of different configurations of bagpipes. They could broadly be categorized into 2 classes, though: mouth blown and bellows blown. So, of course, with mouth blown, the piper themselves are blowing air out of their lungs into the bag to keep that bag full. It's a very simple arrangement. It's a very effective arrangement. However, because the chanter reeds are made of cane, they're very subject to temperature and humidity variations in the air that flows through them. And so playing the Highland pipes, we're always having to deal with water moisture from our air, and the fact that the air coming out of our bodies is very warm and moist. And that affects the reed. So with the other class of pipes, and I should say really the other method of inflating and keeping the bag full, is through the use of an external bellows. The advantage of a bellows is that it draws air from around you. It's not from inside of me, right? So there's no change to the humidity or temperature of the air that flows through the bagpipe and into the reed, and therefore I don't have water moisture control devices inside the bag, and the reeds, the chanter reed becomes quite stable. Now that said, it's a whole different method of getting air into the bag and still blowing it steadily. In some ways, it's very similar to playing the Highland bagpipes, because all the same principles of squeezing the bag steadily, keeping a constant pressure on the bag, all comes into play. But the method of pumping the bellows, you have to be very careful that you're not producing pressure variations in the bag unintentionally. And even after 9 months, I'm certainly not there yet. But it's a great challenge, and it's a fun challenge. This is very similar to the Irish uilleann pipes and how they're inflated. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But I wanted to tell you about the pipes. I like to think of these pipes as kind of a cross between the Irish uilleann pipes because of the bellows, and Scottish small pipes because of the configuration of having 3 drones out of a common stock, and the Highland pipes because Fred Morrison designed these to approximate the sound of a great Highland bagpipe, only quieter, keyed to A so it can be played with other instruments. And therefore, this is a really awesome instrument to play in a pub setting or a ceilidh with other instruments. The As I said, there are 3 drones coming out of the stock. There's a bass drone in the key of low A. There's a tenor drone in high A or an octave higher. And most Scottish small pipes have a baritone drone playing the 5th, playing the note E, in this case, on a set of A pipes. And but Fred has instead brought that baritone out to be an alto drone. It produces a higher note up above the octave of the main drones, and so it really produces a really cool sound. And I'll demonstrate that for you in a minute. So these are louder than small pipes, quieter than Highland pipes. It's a really cool sound to it. I took delivery of these last August when my daughter and I got to go to Scotland, and we stopped by the piping center and met up with Fred Morrison, who delivered these to me. I had a great privilege of meeting him. Encourage you to go out on YouTube and look for Fred Morrison Reelpipes. You see how the master plays it. I don't think I'll ever get to his level, but anyway, let's show you how these work, and then I'm going to come back in a few minutes and play a slow air for you. But anyway, I just kind of want to show you how this works. So the first step is, as with the Irish pipes, you got to strap it around my body here. You literally wear this instrument, or at least a part of it. And then I'm going to strap it around nice and snug on my elbow. And so you can see that it just, excuse me, get this right. Nice and snug on my body. And next step is to plug the pipes in. And we're ready to go. Okay, so again, instead of me blowing into these pipes, we have this external bellows taking the place of my lungs. Now, one of the unique things that Fred designed on this, I think it's really cool, is that he's got a shut-off switch for the drones, just like Irish pipes do. And so consequently, I can just play the chanter. Okay? Or we'll play the drones. Now, with all 3 drones turned on, of course, that's 3 more pipes that need air flowing out of them. And so instead of pumping the bellows occasionally, it pretty much becomes a continuous thing. It's a real challenge for me to get these drones sounding smooth. But anyway, here's what they sound like. So there you have it. We're really happy to have this instrument coming into our band. I think it will give us a lot of really cool capabilities that we didn't have before. And it just produces such a great, sweet tone. And I think it's going to be a great addition as we pull this into more and more tunes in our performances. So that's it. Thank you, Fred, for making these and delivering to me and meeting with my daughter and me. I'll be back in just a few minutes to play The Water Horse's Lament by Brabach.